Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Norm's Friends. I'm David B., the readings guy, 603-404-9338, biffid@yahoo.com. Today, we have a lot to talk about. Of course, the midterms are next week. Big event for everyone who's in America, legally or illegally. So we're going to talk a lot about that. If anybody wants a reading today, I'm just doing one card readings because I want to spend all focus on the midterms. And of course, today also, to help move things along, we have the best artist east of the Mississippi, Anthony Williams. Anthony, introduce yourself so we know who you are.
I forgot. No, I'm an artist. I try and stay out of politics, but I think in the last couple of years, I've got to stand up and say my part. And let's hope that the midterms go well. This country needs to get back where it belongs.
I agree. It's got to get back to being America.
Yes.
So, and as usual, I have my famous quote, which I think is a really
Uh-oh.
good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends today. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is the Energy Lady.
Oh.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Anthony.
Right. Nice to hear from you. I'm so glad you called. We got
Well,
a
I'm happy I called, too.
Uh-huh.
Can you give me a reading? I know you're only doing the cards.
right. Yep. I'm doing one card because we got a lot of ground to cover today with the midterms. We got to make sure everybody's not blinded by hate and misinformation.
I'm not blinded by hate at all or misinformation.
Good. Well, no, you're not.
I am who I am.
Sadly-
And I hope for the best.
Exactly. Sadly, a lot of people out there are. All right. I've taught one card readings today. How can you go wrong with this card? I'm only using my soul cards today.
Uh-oh.
And as you can see it, of course, what does the energy lady get? The sun. It just goes to show you, see? Unbelievable. The sun. Everything is always bright and positive and warm and inviting and nice and comfy with that nice, you know how when the sun hits you, how nice it feels. So that's what's going on for you now. And as you even said, you just got through saying how you hope for the best. Well, here you have it. Here's the card that even reinforces that. So you could take that to the bank and run with it. How can you go wrong, right? The sun.
Is it going to make me rich? I'm rich without that.
Exactly right. You're rich in spirit. What more do you need?
That's all
Right.
I need.
That's right. Hey, by the way, you voting next week, Energy Lady?
Of course I'm voting.
Just making sure, because if you said no, that would have been the end of the readings. I'm glad you said yes, right answer. By the way, I'm a poll worker next week, but obviously not.
Oh, a poll worker.
Yeah, imagine.
Woo!
Yeah. So I can hardly wait. I did it for the primary. I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, I know somebody else that's working for the polls, too.
And me, I met somebody just last night. I was, I bartend part-time, and they were having a beer. We were just talking about, asked me if I'm voting. I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm a poll worker. And they said, oh, so am I. They're in Bedford. I think, Bedford, but not me. So glad to hear
Well,
it.
that's nice, though.
Yeah, it is. So look at you.
Well, you got one from Bedford, we have one from Manchester, and we got one from Derry, you.
Londonderry.
Londonderry.
Yes. All right. Very good.
Well, Londonderry, Derry is right next door to each other.
It is. I think Londonderry, north, because you got to take 93 north. Derry's exit 4, really, which is really still
but
Londonderry.
it's not that far away.
What's not that far away?
Londonderry and Derry is not that far away.
No, next door neighbors. And Londonderry, I just live, I don't know, I bet you a mile and a half south of the city line, Manchester.
Yeah, you know something? We try to call your number up, and you don't answer.
Well, I don't, I don't always have the phones with me. I don't answer my other phone either. I have, but
Oh, so how are we going to get a hold of you? You say call this number, we call, and then no answer.
that's right.
I figure
603
you're busy with
404
something, so I don't know.
9338. Well, plus, I work part time, so I can't always answer the phone, especially, I bartend if it's busy. I get it. Oh, wait a minute. This, somebody might want a reading here, so you're going to have to wait for your drink. You know what that's like, especially if they're heavy
Oh, yeah.
duty drinkers, right? They'll jump over the bar and choke me. So,
I love it.
so I don't want that. Anyway,
Oh, but you're gonna make. But if you make it up to them, make them the nice drink that they like, then it's all walla walla.
exactly, and that's what I always tell them. Just give me a minute, and I'll make you a fantastic one. So,
Isn't that nice?
right, it is. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna let you go because I got my little bit of my trivia facts here, plus my famous quote, which I like my famous quote today. So,
Okay.
um,
Hi, Anthony. Bye, Anthony.
Bye.
Bye, Dave.
bye,
God bless you all.
energy
Have a good
lady.
night. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye. She's a sweetheart. All right, so let's get to the famous quote, and then the trivia facts, which you're gonna love.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can talk about the misinformation, or is it disinformation? I forget. What's the proper term? Do you know?
Misinformation.
Misinformation about the candidates.
Yeah.
All right, so here is the famous quote. I like it because you know me, I always talk about giving up control, right? Being free of control is the best way to go. It says, we all want to be famous people, and the moment we want to be something, we are no longer free. When you think about it, it's true, right? We all want to be famous people. And the moment we want to be something, we are no longer free. Why? Because all of a sudden you're trying to control what's going on. And you can't. It's the universe controls. It's already, like I tell people, everybody says, when they make a bad decision, oh, what a bad decision that was. That's because you try to control this. So that's what it's, and this name is maybe some, I don't know, Buddhist monk or something. Would tell me what you think. Jiddu, Jiddu, Krishnamurti. That's who said it.
Oh,
Imagine. But anyway, Anthony, you ready for some trivia?
yes.
Some cute little trivia things? So, whenever I do trivia, I just sit there for a minute, and an idea says, trivia this. So, are you ready? Today, we're going to hear some cute little facts about oak trees, all right? And so, here we go. A mature oak tree can reach around 148 feet in height, right? Get this. So, and this is good. This disproves all this crap about the environment is going down and and the end of the world's coming in. Well, it's 8 years now, isn't it? Isn't it 8 years that we're all going to be extinct? Anyway, oak trees have been around, are you ready? For about 65 million years before humans. And they're still around. So if they're still around and they're there before us, we're going to be here longer because they came first, so they're going to leave first. All right? Get this one. Oak trees live up to 1,000 years. Imagine. There's only a couple left. And I never knew this. Acorns are a fruit, not a seed. And oak trees don't start producing acorns till they're about 20 years old. How do you like that? And I love this one. This is the last one. An oak tree produces about how many acorns during its lifetime? Would you think?
No idea.
Are you ready? An oak tree produces about 10 million acorns during its lifetime.
Wow.
That's why squirrels are always hanging around.
Yeah.
Right, so there's the trivia for today. I thought it was kind of neat. That one really I thought was really
So it's a fruit.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I never really thought about if it was a fruit or a seed or what it was. But,
Huh. I figured they were seeds,
right, because oak trees grow from them. So, but they're fruit.
I've got to get a photograph of the black squirrel. There's two now in our property, on our property.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful, all black, from head to toe. No gray, no nothing, just all black.
You see a lot of black squirrels for some reason up in Toronto.
Toronto. Somebody told me Vermont too, but
Oh, really?
first time I've ever seen
Yeah.
one. The first time I saw a white squirrel was when I was in Florida, and they come from China or Japan. They can't.
Well, how they get to Florida? I
On
don't
ships.
think it swam.
On
Oh,
sh-
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
on
going to
ships.
say that's
But
a
they're
long
beautiful.
swim.
Yeah.
I never seen a white squirrel. I seen red ones in up north New Hampshire,
Oh,
up
yeah.
north. But yeah, black squirrels, Toronto, tons of them.
Wow.
A lot of them up there. So Anthony, what do you think? Should we talk about the upcoming elections? I think it's a very important event.
You do?
Very important midterm, yes.
Oh.
And I'd like to talk about well, first of all, as John on the prior show said at the end of his show, he said, if you're voting Democrat, make sure you get out and vote. I think he says, if you're leaning red, stay home.
Oh, well.
So we'll do the opposite. Make sure you get out and vote, period. But, if you're a Democrat, well, you can stay home because it's not going to matter this time anyway, because they've just run this country into the ground.
It's not to me anymore a Democrat Republican thing. It's let's save this country. It's worth saving. Where we're headed now is it's atrocious to me. That's my opinion. I look at the way things are unfolding, and I look at the 4 years under Trump and the 2 years under Biden, and I'm not happy. I think a lot of people are starting to wake up, but this is ridiculous. Now you've got criminals in prison that are felons, murderers, and et cetera, they can vote now. And they're also got COVID-19 money.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Over what, 10 billion or 1 billion or
Yeah.
something like that. It's just, come on. What are you throwing this money out the window for? And that may
to buy
sound,
votes.
yeah, I suppose.
That's
but,
the only way they're going to win.
the
Anthony.
socialism that's creeping in, people ought to realize socialism has never, ever worked. Ever. And it never
agree.
will. But they still don't get the message. You need to work. You need to be productive. This is a capitalist society, and it's like anything else. There's rules, laws, and regulations for capitalism. And if it's followed, everybody gets a chance. You're going to be a part of this country. You're going to be a part of a growing country. Too many people have died to throw this country to the side.
That's right.
So when
agree.
I look at the way it's just a flip flop to me. Our educational system, it just went to hell in a handcart.
It's not education anymore. It's
No.
indoctrination.
Right.
It's not even education.
Yeah, it reminds me of that novel, 1984. When he talks about tearing down the statues and rewriting history. So what are they doing? They're doing the exact same thing. Look what happened not this past summer, but the summer before in all the cities. It's Black Lives Matter. And everybody go, well, of course Black Lives Matter. But white lives matter, period. But now look at Black Lives Matter. They're going after them because they're con artists.
Well, they
They
sure
got
are.
caught. They got caught. They're taking tons of money on the freeload, and they got caught. They're not paying taxes. They're lying to people. It's one of those things that Black Lives Matter is a socialist movement. It's
Right.
not going to make white people, black people happy. It's not going to make anybody happy except for those that sit behind the desk and count the money.
Exactly right.
And they caught this woman, the one that started Black Lives Matter, loaning her best friends $100,000, but it's nowhere in the books. But yet, it's in his pocket.
Right.
And
Using her family members and her close friends for consultants and paying them the same thing, $100,000 a
Right.
pop and all that stuff. It's amazing.
The things that are going on, it's like with Paul Pelosi. Boy, has that story changed. Even the police are involved in it now. It shows the window being broke from the inside, not the outside.
Well, I know. I saw the glass on
Yeah.
the outside. There's so much.
Yeah.
Even the neighbor says if a glass falls off a table inside, an alarm goes off. How come
Right.
no alarm went off? It's just and then at the 911 call, he says it's a friend.
And then
he
they
even
said,
says his name is David.
yeah, Dave LePage or something.
Yeah,
So
right.
they say that
And illegal, by the
he's
way.
an extreme, he's in the illegal, but he's also a Black Lives Matter supporter.
That's right.
In front
Yeah.
of his house are Black Lives Matter flags everywhere. So he's on the left, not the right. And now they're talking about what's Trump's fault.
Right, naturally.
Well, of course.
It's the January 6 people. It's not the Trumpers anymore because that's not working. So now it's the January 6 supporters.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway, Anthony, I want to straighten out a little bit about these political ads. Thank God it's less than a week away now. I am so sick of these ads that are outright full of lies.
mm-hmm.
Did you see Pappas's latest one? And thank God, what's her name? Catherine Levitt's up by 6 points.
Good.
Thank you, Jesus.
Good.
Right? Did you see his latest ad? This is a fight for New Hampshire. And I laugh because he doesn't finish the sentence. This is a fight for New Hampshire to bring it to its knees. He's fights for New. He has done absolutely nothing.
I know.
Nothing to bring home to the people of New Hampshire.
He should go in the kitchen and stay there.
Really, all he brought back to New Hampshire from him being in Washington was high gas prices, high heating oil prices, empty store shelves, record high inflation. Unbelievable.
Yes, Nancy. No, Nancy.
Yeah.
Yes, Nancy. No, Nancy. Oh, sure thing, Nancy.
Right, and what do you think? The other one I love is Maggie Hassan now. Don
Yeah.
Bullock's up by 1%. Go, Don. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, right? Did you her ads? All of a sudden now she's the most bipartisan. She's the most bipartisan senator. She votes for Biden 97% of the time.
Yeah. You know, this January the 6th.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good, thanks. Good afternoon to you both.
God.
Okay, has anybody seen the editorial cartoon they have in the editorial page in today's leader?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you've got to see it. But anyway, I'll do the best I can to describe it.
Okay.
This kid comes home from school, and he comes in, and his mother says, "What did you learn in school today, Janie?" And the kid says, "My teacher said it's none of your business, and my new name is Jake." It's really Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's what's
Yeah.
happening today in schools. It's too bad that the Democrats defeated that bill about the parents' right to know what's going on in school.
Right.
But anyway, another thing I want to talk about is
Mm-hmm.
when Clinton, Obama, and the rest, when they go and become president, they have, the regular people, they just get a regular amount of money in their savings account.
Yeah.
When they leave, they got millions. What's his name? Obama has one or two homes, I guess. And what's his name? Sanders, he owns 3 homes.
Manager, yeah.
And I don't know how many Pelosi. In other words, they all got, big bucks,
Right.
And anyway, just want to let you know that if you want to become rich, become a politician.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I told you, if anybody has a chance, look at today's newspaper cartoon about that little kid that comes home.
Yeah.
And when the mother says, "What did you learn in school today, Janie?"
Yeah.
And she says, "My teacher says none of your business, and my new name is Jake."
I love it.
It's a cartoon, but it's what's happening in school today.
It is.
So anyway, I enjoy watching you both.
Great. Okay, thanks for calling. Make sure you vote. Bye-bye.
You know, that's one thing I did when I saw Obama. He won the second term. I couldn't vote for him the second time,
Me either.
or Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney is, well, that's another story. But I come to the conclusion, how does Obama live in a $22 million house? When he gets into the White House, he comes in and declares that he doesn't have anywhere near that kind of money. So where did he get this kind of money to buy a $22 million mansion? And then he's bought another one.
Right. Well, he's got the $22 million house, whatever it is, a $15 million house up the Vineyard. He's got his place down in D.C. that's all barricaded with a nice wall around it, even though they won't put one on the border to protect us as a country.
And then, who was that? DeSantis sent those people to Cape Cod.
To the Vineyard, and that
Yeah,
just goes to show
and
you Obama's neighborhood.
They all flipped out.
Oh, we have open arms. They're you should invite them all in. So they go in their backyard, and then what? Get them out of here.
All right. As far as the illegal immigrants are concerned, if we would just follow the rules and regulations, but you've got to understand this illegal coming across the border has been going on for over 40 years in this country, a little at a time, not like it is now.
Right.
But the thing is, we have laws and rules. Follow the rules. Learn to speak English. Sign the paperwork. Wait in line. Come into this country, and we'll help you. You'll be a legal citizen. But this country is going to be overflowing with illegals. And then there's going to be religious wars, and there's going to be this, and there's going to be that. What are they going to do when they're rushing all these people into this country at the same time we're going through one of the worst recessions ever? I mean, this is a lot worse than people think. And I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a financial anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular human being that gets so much a year to live on, and I worked for it. I think these laws and rules and regulations should be adhered to. My grandparents did it. My grandmother came in from Ireland. My grandfather came from Germany. They did it. They became successful. So I don't understand why people just say it's okay to let millions of these people in, because I do feel sorry for them. But at the same time, so is fentanyl coming across the border. Heroin is coming across. Come on. They just stopped a 13-year-old boy driving a car. When they stopped him, they were shocked that he was only 13 years old, but in the trunk was fentanyl, heroin. So what they're doing is going to these young kids and saying, hey, how would you like to make $5,000? To
50,
a young boy,
not even $5,000,
Yeah.
$50.
So,
come
oh
on.
no, they give them big bucks. But the point is, they're going after these young kids that are impressionable. They have no idea the consequences of what they're doing. Fentanyl is a big problem, a big, big problem.
I agree.
And when you have these illegals coming over here, and the border guards, if they say anything, a lot of them are losing their jobs, or they just push them off Facebook, push them off the internet. Be quiet.
Yeah.
It's done on purpose. Eventually it's going to break. I think we're going to have a revolution in this country, and it's not going to be a pretty one. And I hope to God that we take this country back. That's how bad it is, and people don't realize
hopefully
that.
we'll be taking it back next Tuesday. But
Yeah.
to get back, I like to get back to these ads that you're seeing on TV because they're just outright lies. It's like, you see them trashing Bulldog and Levitt, and all Levitt said was when they overturned Roe v. Wade, she says it's a step in the right direction. And what did the ad say? She wants to ban abortion. She wants to do this. You're talking, even if she does, you're talking one congresswoman out of what? 400 and something others that have
Yeah.
to agree. I mean, how ridiculous is that? But the sad part is there's a lot of dummies out there and well-programmed people because they hear it, they believe it.
Right.
It- and
See,
it's-
people don't realize that what the Supreme Court did was they did not ban abortion. They simply stated that you do not have a constitutional right to kill your child in an abortion process. It's left up to the states. That's exactly what the Supreme Court said. But then they turn it around and they say, more misinformation. The Supreme Court is banning abortion everywhere. They don't have the right to do that. They're saying the right goes back to the states, and what they decide, they decide. But when first they go after the child in the womb. Now they're going after the child, passing laws that 28 days after it's born, you can still kill it.
I'm telling you,
A
that's what-
28-year-old baby.
But I
Come
know,
on.
but you know,
Something's
this is what
wrong.
gets me. I had this discussion last night where I live. One of the neighbors, he's staunch Democrat. He doesn't care, right?
Wow.
And he's going on about, you know, and Bulldog. Oh, he wants to ban abortion. I said, why? Because you know, they can't give you a reason. I says he never said it. I said because he's pro-life, and I said, you know, I says, if somebody's pro-abortion, that's all well and fine. I said, why do you condemn someone because they're pro-life? I says, I'm pro-life myself. I said, but I'm also pro-choice. I said, if you want to go kill your unborn child, go ahead. I said, but on the same token, I says, don't tell me I have to pay for it.
Right. You got people that don't realize this. If you really think about it, this goes back to the male and the female. They produce babies. I know that they're going to start having babies in test tubes, and they've been doing this
No,
and
and
that.
males can get pregnant? No, come on.
Yeah,
Where have you
that's
been?
what they're holding for. But my point is, the responsibility lies back to the male and the female, the married couple or whatever that joined. They are the ones that should think about this. Plan your life out. Plan that child like most people do. Just don't leave it up in the air where anybody can say, yeah, we can kill your baby 28 days now. Now it's in New York and California. And I wonder about what kind of a doctor could commit abortion anyway. I couldn't do it. But when it's 28 days
People will
old,
do anything for money.
that goes back to the days of Hitler. Hitler was doing the same thing. The
Right.
same thing.
But I know that's true. But I want to get back to these idiots up here. You know, like staunch Democrats, they think everything is hunky dory. But like when, you know, Maggie Hassan said she's down there fighting for you, and
Yeah.
Pappas is down there telling you he's fighting for you, and Annie Custer is down there telling you that they're all fighting for you. Remember what they fought for. They voted, and they voted for this. And they fought to sick 87,000 IRS agents on you
Yeah.
if you question them. Think about that when you're going to the polls next Tuesday.
Right.
When you're in the supermarket, go in any supermarket, Hannaford's, Market Basket, Shaw's. When you go up and down those aisles and you want to, for me, it really gets me because I love my cat. You go there. There's no cat food half the time. A lot of the brands are out. Thank Maggie Hassan, Annie Custer, and Chris Pompous. They're the ones who voted about all these policies, and this is the result of the policies that they voted. This is how much they're fighting for you. When you're going they keep saying gas is only up 30-something%, the price of a gallon of gas. But all I know is before this joker got in the White House, I know the end of my street, it's a mobile station no less, and mobile's usually higher than other places. When this joker set foot in the White House, January 20th, 2021, 2021, the price of gallon at the end of my street at the mobile station was $1.99 a gallon. So when you go there, remember, this is because there's another thing, how she just outright lies. She's going against this, and she's taking on the big oil companies. The big oil companies got nothing to do with the high price of gasoline. Why doesn't, she says she goes after her own party. Why doesn't she really go after her own party and tell them to let's get this resident, this idiot, the senile idiot that's in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, sit him down and say, listen, it's got nothing to do with the oil companies. It's because you stopped fracking. You're not honoring oil and natural gas leases. Give out more leases, And this people are so dumb and naive. They like what she says. Oh, we're going after the big oil companies.
Yeah.
That's a lie, because they ain't getting squat out of the big oil companies. And I keep saying it, especially up here. And now and I know it's only 1 point, but I hope it continues to separate them even more. And I hope Bulldog really takes off for the next week. But to say that she's fighting for us and the most bipartisan.
She's a good example of we should have term limits, which I believe in.
Well, she might have a term limit come next Tuesday, I hope.
Let's hope so. But what I'm saying is I definitely believe in term. I mean, look at Biden. He's been in Congress, 45 years? So he has lived, people like her and Pelosi and the rest of them that just get voted, reelected. So they end up scheming after a while where they know how and what to do as far as what stock to buy or this and that.
Right, they got all that inside information. Exactly
and
right.
You get to a point where you say, okay, you've been in Congress for 30-some years. I think your time is over. Let's get somebody in there. And I think if we would have stuck to that and it would have been the rule back then, we wouldn't have half of what we have going wrong.
Yeah.
now.
Hey, I'm going to cut the cards, and let's just see what comes up. If we'll say is this Maggie Hassan's last term as a senator? And the card is the Two of Pentacles. It's going to be close, but I hope she's going home. It's
a congressman like Pappas can get in there 1 term. He's been in there, what now, 2 terms?
2 terms.
Okay. If he doesn't win again, he can sit back and collect money every year. They never used to do that. But now, if you serve 1 term, you can sit back and get retirement money.
Oh, I'm running next time then.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll knock on doors.
No, I mean, I think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
It is. And if you Hillary, I don't know why they give, well, the media, let's face it, it's just another arm of the Democratic Party.
She's a spooky character.
She is. Again, democracy is threatened. Why is it when democracy gets a chance to work, they say democracy is threatened?
Yeah, just playing with your head.
Yeah, but that's because they think that's why they want to dumb people down. So and it's the thing is, Anthony, I know people that because they say it, they believe it. That's how dumb they are. They believe it. They don't question it. And if I ask them, do you really think that? They don't have anything to come up with. They just repeat what they hear on CNN or from the likes of Hillary. Right. Or, now they got Obama back there trying to, up in Michigan.
Yeah, he's something else. That whole thing he was handpicked way before he became president. All of them are.
When they had the convention at the Boston Garden, the Dems that year with Teddy Kennedy, and they had Obama speak, I knew right then and there, I says, he's going to be the next president. And they handpicked him as right. It's just like, what's her name? And she's got the nerve to talk about election integrity. She was handpicked. And when she ran, her name came up for senator. Deval Patrick was governor of Massachusetts,
Uh-huh.
and I lived there, so I follow the story.
Right.
All right, and I think there was 5, 6, or 7 other Democrats that were going to run against her for the Senate seat.
Mm-hmm.
He bought every single one of those people off and gave them big time favors to not run against her. You talk about handpicked, and then she went on the ballot. That was it.
They made a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. With
You
everyone.
get in this time, and then I'll get in next time. Another one that really bothers me is Cheney. That's Liz Cheney. That's Dick Cheney's daughter. And
I think she's done too many drugs.
I think she is just totally evil myself.
She is.
Her Dick Cheney is. I'm just going to go ahead and say what I think he is. I think he's a Satanist. There's no doubt in my mind. He was on the list of people that were, when there was an eyewitness at some of these so-called meetings. So I look at this Liz Cheney, and I look at her father, very shady. It's just like, why is Obama's brother living on the street? And why did, when Michelle Obama's mother died, why was the will made out to Michael, not Michelle? Why? Because, just like Joan Rivers said, it's no big deal in Hollywood. Everybody knows that Michelle is a transgender. She came out and said that.
Oh, Joan Rivers did?
And she
That's
said
funny.
it's no big deal, and that Obama's gay.
I've been hearing that for years, yeah.
But when
yeah.
I read showed the newspaper when her mother died, she left it to Michael, and the police officer that found her or his driver's license in New York City was Michael.
Come on.
I'm
See,
serious.
I never knew. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
That's 2 things I learned. Wow, that's amazing.
It's just like with this Paul Pelosi thing. If they tell you the truth, you're going to find out a lot more went on and is going on. And of course, it's another one of those things that they're going to blame on Trump.
Well, they're trying like hell.
Yeah. It's what was so wrong with the economy under Trump. I don't care about his red hair. I don't care about his tweets.
I mean, right, that
I
was
don't
me.
care about any
right.
of that. I look at what the man accomplished in 4 years, and wow.
Energy independence, long gone and overnight.
Right,
Overnight.
right. I look at what he did. The economy, boom. Educational system, boom. Our foreign policy, which needed a lot of Band-Aids. I think he acted right on Iran. Iran is a terror organization. I mean, no matter what anybody says, they sponsor more terror than anybody on this planet. Now they're joining with Russia and China.
Well, and and they got their strong arms in the White House now as advisors, Muslim Brotherhood, and America. If you say something, now they want to pass the law. If you say anything, you're Islamophobic. And I keep
Right.
saying, I'm not Islamophobic.
Yeah.
I have wisdom. God gave me free will. I'm not afraid to use this.
Right.
And speak the truth.
You've got to sift through it and find out what's A and B, because there's so much being thrown at us. And I'm seeing, like, even on the internet, there's a few news companies that I trust, and there's a few that I don't. But I pay attention what's going on in Europe every day. I pay attention what's going on in Israel every day. That's very important, because once they get attacked, because they're being surrounded now, once they get
By
attacked,
Islamic
World War
jihad.
III is on,
Yeah.
because they will not back down.
No, they
will
won't.
not. And I support them.
And me, But
I don't see how anybody in their right mind can't. That doesn't mean you have to convert to the Jewish religion, Judaism, but at the same time, I think Christians and Jews are brothers and sisters. And I look at what's going on there every day. Somebody's getting blown up, somebody's getting shot, somebody's getting stabbed. I mean, come on. It's got a history, and God said there'll be a nation once again. That was over 1,500 years ago, and guess what happened in 1948?
Yeah.
They became that nation. And it hadn't have been for Britain and the United States, it would have never happened. I couldn't count the people that I talked to that had been to the Middle East that were soldiers. And they said if they were captured by any army, they would pray to God that it would be the Jews that would catch them instead of somebody else. Because there's so many rogue groups, Hezbollah.
Well,
They're
no, I
everywhere.
mean, if you're over there, look at the way they're torturing and murdering Christians. You don't hear a peep about it.
No.
CNN, nothing.
Nope.
Channel, ABC, CBS, NBC, not a word. But God forbid, when the 4 Muslims got murdered in New Mexico, all over the place.
Right.
4 Muslims. In the meantime, thousands and tens of thousands of Christians are getting slaughtered by Muslims. Not one peep.
Well, don't
And
wear,
if you say something, though, because I'm mentioning it, I'm
Right.
Islamophobic.
don't wear your jihad crooked, like that young lady.
No, I know the poor thing. I
22
know.
years old,
Yeah.
her hat was crooked. So the police arrested her, beat her to death, told the parents that she had a heart attack. The doctor that reported to them, no, she was beaten to death. He's dead.
Well, did you just hear this happened just yesterday in Iran? Another protester about the hijab. She tore a photo of Khomeini.
Yeah, Ayatollah.
Yeah, they beat her to death. She's dead. But inviting the Muslims, invite the Muslims over. That's what you're inviting over, whether you want to realize it or not. And they can call me anything. I don't care. I'm not Islamophobic. I'm pro-American. I'm pro-freedom. I'm pro-free will.
It's a rough situation anytime you talk about somebody's religion. But at the same time, you have to pay attention to what that religion is, what that organized religion is doing, and they're sponsoring terror. I mean, it's
Because they're
right there in
Satanists.
front of you.
They're Satanists.
I tend to believe that, yes.
Well, they're anti-Christ. I mean, if you believe in Christ, if you're a Christian or
that
a Jew,
religion,
you believe in God, not Satan. They believe in Satan. That's why they want to kill everyone else, because
what gets me is they can tie a bomb on their 5-year-old child or 6-year-old
Yeah.
child, push them inside a grocery store, and let that child blow up and kill 30 people. Your own child. So that makes me wonder. And they all say, well, it's the same God. No, it's not.
no, it isn't. Well, there's a Satan. I don't care what you say.
No.
It's Satan.
Oh, I agree.
It's Satan. But anyway, so again, Anthony, going for next Tuesday. What else? The other thing, I love it when they talk about, I want to get back to, how they lie. These ads are lying.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
I'm very good. I was wondering if I could get a reading.
All right. We're talking about the election, the midterms coming up. So I'm just doing one card
Sure.
readings, all right? I'll cut the cards and we'll see what the one card says. It's either.
Well, I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. And I really enjoy doing it. It's just, to me, the midterms are really, really, really important. I think everybody should have a different aspect looking at it as opposed to these ads that lie. All right, here we have. All right, here, if you can see it, there you have the 7 of Wands. All right.
Uh-oh.
So right, 7. I like the 7 of Wands. You got a lot of stuff going on, and it's. I'm gonna take the sense that you look in, you got a few choices that you need to make. I would say don't be afraid to make the choices. Take that deep breath and take that first step, because the decisions, once you make them, you'll realize very quickly, you'll be telling yourself, I should have made the decision sooner, because it's going to go a lot smoother and cleaner and easier than you think it's going to be. But so, and also I know there's several things going on. So what you might want to do is sort of, instead of being overwhelmed with several, shall we say, decisions that you're trying to make, or paths that you might want to follow, right? Just take one or two, which ones are most important to you, and do it that way. And the least important, you'll see they'll just fall in place by themselves. But there you have it. So I hope that helped you. So
Yes, thank you very much.
Right, not to fret, my friend. You're on your way. Like I said, a lot easier, and you'll see. Why didn't I make the decision sooner? All right, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks, bye. So, but, again, they talk about these ads that just outright lies. They talk about Catherine, is that Catherine Levitt? She wants to ban abortion. All she said was, when they overturned Roe v. Wade, all she said was a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good, and you?
Mary, how are
Hi.
you today? We're talking
Hi,
about...
Anthony.
Hi.
Good, not too bad.
That's good. How... Oh, I couldn't make it last week. Did Anthony tell you why, by the way?
Yep.
Right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone panicking.
Yeah. It's, when somebody almost every week you talk to or something.
Yeah.
And then, that person's not there. You wonder, oh my goodness, I hope they're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Mary,
Yeah.
want a reading? I'm only doing one card readings
Yep.
today.
That sounds good.
All right, we're talking about the midterms. So, let's see. I'll cut the cards and let's see what's up for Mary coming. Let's see what we get. Oh, I like this, Mary. 4 of Cups. So everything, I'm going to say all right, 4 of Cups.
Yeah.
4 of Cups is emotion, and naturally cups is my cup half empty, or is my cup half full. Right now, your cup's more than half full, because your outlook is it's the 4 of Cups. So if you think of 4, right? 4 legs like on a chair. It's nice, solid. People might be trying to nudge you one way or the other. Stay firm, Mary. You're all is well and fine. Don't let people tell you otherwise. All right?
That's one thing no one can do
All
with
right,
me.
very good. But yep, 4 of Cups. So, and emotionally, sort of content and sort of pleased with the way you're feeling emotionally now. So.
Yeah.
Keep it up. There you have it. Nice and strong. So, and you won't be swayed. You'll be, go nice, keep going forward in that nice sort of
that sounds great.
grounded, solid, protruding manner. You'll be fine, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
That's great.
Mary,
Yes.
I'm going to bring Thingamajig,
Okay.
and you'll get to see what he looks like.
And you're gonna bring what do you call it?
The Thingamajig.
What's the thing?
No, what do you call it? You got another one. You call it watercolor?
Whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
I finally got him to pose for me, so I did some sketches.
That'd be great. We'll see you tomorrow.
One of them sounds scary. All right, Mary, thanks for calling.
Okay.
All right, we'll see.
All right. If you can make a date, come on in.
Okay, I'm gonna. Every time I say I'm pretty sure I can, something comes up. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I know that feeling.
All right, I'll try and we'll do it that way. I'll try and be here tomorrow.
All righty.
Same time, by the way, everybody. 5 to 6, cruising with Mary. Always excitement
The
going on.
Thingamajig will make sure you're there.
There you go. All right.
He knows
Same
where you
channel,
live.
same time, only different day.
There you go. That's right. All right. Thanks again, Mary.
All righty. Catch you.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye. But what I was going on was, that Catherine Levitt, all she said was a step in the right direction. These ads, she wants to ban abortion. It's an outright lie. And like, again, all I say, people can be pro-abortion all they want, right up to plopping out a baby, and because you decide right then when you give birth to it you don't want it, you watch it die. That's all well and fine, but because somebody's pro-life, they get condemned. I don't get it. But the other thing too, like I said, again, she's one out of over 400 congressmen. I mean, let's knock it off here. It's the same thing, and then about she wants to do away with Social Security. If you listen to them, by the way, the debate, tonight on Channel 9, between 8 and 9 is a debate. I'm going to watch it. It's between Hassan and Bulldog.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night it's Levitt and Pappas. Channel 9 WMUR at 8 o'clock. I'm definitely watching it. But what she says about Social Security, and she said, again, it's all lies. But what she does say is that she's talking about people that haven't contributed 1 cent into Social Security. She's even talking about people in their 20s that have already started contributing. That's all well and fine. She's talking about, like she even said, she says 5-year-olds. They haven't contributed 1 penny, and when they get old enough, when they start working, to maybe privatize, because she says the way it's going, there's going to be no money left. Why should these people get left out in the cold? Right. I mean, it makes sense to me, and they got plenty of time to figure this all out. But no, she wants to steal your Social Security. It's such a crock, Again, fear mongering and lies. That's all it is.
I'll tell you, if you take away Social Security, there's going to be a lot of people on the streets. No place to go, nothing.
They won't never take it away. If they can give it to illegals, they ain't taking it away from me. That I can guarantee.
It's incredible. I work for my money. I don't get much,
and
but
me,
at least
but
I work for it.
What people don't. This is what people don't know. I don't forget how many years ago they passed the Refugee Act. Naturally, because the politicians and all federal workers and government workers don't contribute to Social Security. They have their own retirement system.
All right.
So what did they do? They passed the Refugee Act, and what does the Refugee Act do? It entitles these illegals to Social Security. And these are true stories. I'll just want to say 2 stories, but this is how naive people are. They don't realize it. They don't realize that law is passed and that these illegals are entitled to their Social Security. But here's 2 stories. These are depositions I had. This is years ago. This one lady, she was from Brazil.
Right.
One day she got a job working 1 day at Chelsea High School, sweeping. She's here illegally, right? The first day on the job, she fell down a flight of stairs. Poor thing. Are you ready? 1 day on the job, she got Social Security disability. And what does she do when she gets awarded the Social Security disability? Back in Brazil, living like a queen. There was another deposition. It was this guy from Greece. He was in a car accident. And we'll say he was like 66 years old, right? I remember it because, well, you'll know why. He was 66 years old. He came to this country when he was 63, we'll say, right?
Right.
And they're asking him what he does, how does he make a living? He says, I get Social Security. And I remember the attorney saying, you get Social Security, you've only been here for 3 years. You know what his response was? I'm over 65. But, and they wonder why there's no money. There are 2 examples right there. And people don't realize it, that they're being taken for a ride. And again, they'll vote for the likes of Hassan and Pappas to keep ramming it up there. It's like, if you're going to bend me over, kiss it. Don't.
Yeah. It's like what we're going through now is this digital money. They want to get rid of the American dollar bill.
Right, so if you
He
don't
already
agree
signed
with them 100%, your money gets shut off.
He already signed an executive bill for that.
Yeah, but that's what cracks me up. Oh, let's do it just so they can shut it off. Why do they want everybody to have electric vehicles so they can? You don't agree with them, your car gets shut off. Or if they just whatever they want to do, they can shut down the whole power grid, and then everybody's screwed. And then people see it coming, but they couldn't care less.
I know.
It's a shame. That's how stupid and dumb and naive people are. And if you try to wake them up, not necessarily change their mind, but at least try to open up their mind to let them know that, there's another side to the story, or there are other views that, don't get me wrong, if that's the opinion you have, that's all well and fine, but, did you ever think of this? That sort of disproves that opinion. They go crazy. They don't want to hear us.
Nope.
So, anyway, Anthony, quick, reintroduce, let them know once more who you are. We only got 2 minutes left, so.
I'm a secret agent for the peanut butter industry. I'm here to make files on everyone and turn people in for winking in the wrong direction or walking funny.
Right.
Yeah. I'm an artist, and I'm going to be doing some paintings that I want to bring on soon that I think they're going to surprise people. They're not going to offend anybody, but it's going to be the truth
All right.
of what's going on.
And I'm David B., the Readings Guy, 603-404-9338. I don't always have the phone with me, and I can't always answer the phone, so leave a message. In the meantime, biffit@yahoo.com, get in touch with me. Please, 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 whatever you do, next Tuesday, go out and vote. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Vote pro-American, please. And remember, 2 things we all need to remember. You can't be dumb if you want to be free. And also, please remember, you are a winner.